What's going on, guys? More Battlefield 3. We got some more team deathmatch. I'm gonna be trying to upload another live rush. Hopefully, it's better than the one I uploaded earlier in the day, yesterday. Um, Hopefully, it's still more competitive. At least that one we just got dominated and stomped. But I still thought it was fun just because I was able to take out two vehicles. That was alright, but first and foremost, if anyone knows where I can get Modern Warfare 3 early, I have $150 cash for the person that can do that. I realize the ridiculous long shot, and that this is probably not going to pan out into anything at all, but, I could try. I'm not going to give up. That's, quitters give up. I'm not a quitter. I've never quit at anything in my life. That's probably a lie, but for the sake of this particular video, I have never quit anything, and I am steadfast in all of my endeavors, and I just see everything through until the end. That being said, we have a team deathmatch on Tehran Highway, a map that I've come to like. Actually, when I first started playing it, I was not a fan of it. It was dark. It was very, very linear. I mean, the only real ways to navigate the map are, there's really no east to west movement in this map. There's a lot. It's pretty much just all north south. I mean, you have some elements with they have the road down the left side, or the depressed road on the left side, and that got the flashlight. I hate that fucking flashlight so much. But there's the depressed road on the left. Oh, depends on what side. You have the depressed road on one side, and just the open street on the other side. I mean, with the open street, you have just some place to hide. Usually the U.S. spawns back on the raised portion of the road. So you can kind of camp that spawn in team deathmatch if you don't push too much. And but I found that the depressed road, the part I was just on, there's sometimes people that camp underneath there's an overpass, kind of an overpass, and you see people camping under there all the time. So always be careful of that. Because sometimes you get the dumb people with the flashlights on this type of map. This is a really dark map, so flashlights actually help, especially when the lines of sight are so long. I'm able to see people at such long ranges, and this is not an incredible game, but since I'm still new to Battlefield and all that, I feel like I should post this just because I thought I could offer some strategic insight here. I mean, I'm gonna get that guy, and then this thing that you grab in the this is awful. I don't even know what I'm doing there. That was just some bad news. I don't know. But I am leading the team. The most frustrating thing about Team Deathmatch, I've realized, I mean, it's obvious that one person can't carry a 12-man team, but I'm consistently finishing positive 6, 7, 8, and we're not winning, and that's frustrating. Even though it's probably not a lot for many of the good players, but for someone like me who's not overly great at the game, it's really frustrating to lose team deathmatches when going such positive. I mean, my win loss is like a .5 because I just can't get a good team. Once I want to get a really good squad going and maybe play some rush, because I feel like just one good squad or one solid squad can do some work in rush, especially. And the main thing is with team deathmatch especially is that I mean, you get a lot of bad people on your team. I mean, you can't even spawn off your squad, and there are plenty of what's the word I'm looking for? Plenty of just random and ridiculous spawns in this game. I mean, there are times where I've literally spawned in front with my back turned to an enemy. That's the worst. I mean, I can understand, like, in Rush, if you spawn in getting shot at off a teammate because they're probably shooting at the teammate, but in Team Deathmatch, some of the spawns are so ridiculously random. Sometimes I'll spawn right behind an enemy with my, like, facing an enemy, and that's just no good. But I mean, I'll get used to it at some point, and I'll figure out the ins and outs of the spawn. I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of method to my madness somehow, or method to the team deathmatch spawn. I don't know. I mean, I figure there's I do recognize some spawn points in certain maps, but some other ones are random. Like in what is it? It's the canals map. I can't pronounce the first. Without Koshar, I think. I mean, usually you get the team spawning on either side. You know, one by the dry dock and one by the there's like a bridge that you can kind of get up and this. I mean, you just spawn there, but there's so many times, especially on that map, especially where I'm spawning literally in front of people, and that just drives me insane. But I guess since this isn't the premier game mode of this game, I mean, there's mostly a rush kind of deal. I mean, I guess it's forgivable because it's not a, I don't know, it's not a, I don't know, it's not the main game mode that people play, so. But, I mean, I guess it's still no excuse for having just as ridiculously random spawns, but I guess when you pick a random spawn, it truly gives you a random spawn, even if you're, you know, if you're aim down sights at that area, you can still see people spawn in right there, and that's gotta be frustrating. Because you're gonna be on both ends of that. There are gonna be times when you be like, wow, I just spawned facing 2 enemies with their backs to me, that's awesome, and then other times you're gonna spawn in and die instantly because that happens. Sometimes I get in a lot of trouble with enemy recognition just because sometimes I just don't see that small little symbol above their head, and I'll assume it's an enemy when it's in fact a teammate. Or there'll be other times when it's completely the opposite. I'll think like there'll be an enemy in front of me, but kind of parallel behind him to my location. There's a friendly guy, but he's way down, so I see just a blue dot who I think is above the enemy's head, and it's actually above the my teammate's head, way down the map. That happens to me all the time. That's it. I'll probably get better if that way goes on. It was kind of like when I first started playing Counter-Strike 1.6. I always was like, "Who's on my team? I don't know. Like, what is this?" But you know, eventually I got over that. So that I mean that was that. But I mean I figure at some point it'll be easier for me to recognize the difference. But I guess until that time comes, I'm gonna have to just rely simply on me looking like a fool by shooting at anything that moves. That's questionable. But assist. Also, there are plenty of times in this game where I get someone down to 0%. Getting somebody down to 0% HP is probably the most frustrating thing ever, because literally a fly could land on them and they'll die. Somebody could breathe on them wrong. Somebody could throw a grenade in the air from the wind from the grenade passing by could kill them. That's what 0 HP is like, and that is absolutely ridiculous. That is outrageous. I'll see that all the time. Especially, like, my worst map on Deathmatch by far is Operation Metro. I don't know, I can never have a good map or a good game on that map, and it just drives me nuts. And all the times I'll leave people at 0 on that map, but just for some reason that map haunts me, and I just don't understand it. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's fun to just jump down and just hip fire somebody. I love doing that. And I have plenty of opportunities to do that on this map, and I picked the wrong side, I believe, here to look. Is it in this case? Nope. There's another case in this map. I walk downstairs. There's another game. I walk down the stairs and I get somebody, and or I walk down the stairs and I can go either left or right, and I pick right, and there's just 3 guys to the left of me, and I just get dropped so quickly. I know this game is close. I remember it being close until the wire. I think it was like ended up being 100 to 98 or 100 to 99 or something like that. I don't quite remember. Do I get a pistol kill? I think right here I do. Yeah, I should. No, I don't. Awesome. Well, that's some great news. I really thought I did, but I left him at like 40 something, so that's good. But really, the score it is really close. I mean, there are points where over the course of the map it was close, then it kind of got out of hand on one side, but over the course of it started it evened out towards the end again. I mean, it was even at one point, and then, like I said, one team got a lead, the other team got a lead, and then eventually it evened out, and then by the end of it, it was such a close game, and I really didn't want to lose this, and it was really, well, you'll end up seeing the emotion that I feel as it goes on. Like you see, it looks like they have a commanding lead, but I believe we just also, that's not going to help the team out at all. That's really not going to help the team. But we're just spawning in here. I'm right here now. I'm playing cautious on purpose. I really don't want to be the guy that that gets that is the last kill. So I'm aimed down sights, going around the corner, and I really just want to try and win this, or just try and just keep my team alive. Here, I think that I feel like the biggest idiot on the face of the planet. All of a sudden, I see that, well, he's in fact a teammate, even though he has no blue name over him. And that is the game. We actually we did not end up winning. It was very close. So I really hope we could. I wish we could have won that, but you know, I guess you can't win them all. Rate, comment, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see all you guys next time. Peace.